My name is Lane Dog, the one, the only, Lane Downing, Lane Dog. No, just D-A-W-G, the old Southern style.
Oh, my name is Bob Southard, spelled S-U-D-S.
Bob Southard, S-U-D-S, is his nickname. That's what he goes by. Mine, I'm Terrence O'Daniel Murphy. T-E-R-R-A-N-C-E-O-D-A-N-I-E-L-M-U-R-P-H-Y. I'm the obligatory Murphy here for the St. Paddy's Day party at Mac and Bob's.
He's also known as PETA, pain in the ass. So,
All right, fire away.
We've grown up here, we've got old here, some of us.
Oh, Lord, I've been coming here for at least 25, 27 years.
Probably over 30 years.
Been here since day one.
I've been coming to Mac and Bob's approximately about 25 years.
I've been coming to Mac and Bob's about 35 years.
I think we've been coming here for about 10 years. We're kind of new around here, and we've really enjoyed this place. It really is just, it's a very good neighborhood bar.
So I've been a product of Salem for a long time. You know, I went to high school here and went away to college and come back, and Bob's has always been here.
Let's see, I started coming here when he first opened. I was a senior in high school, and he hired me that following summer after I graduated high school. I was in college, and I needed a part-time job, and he was very gracious to try me out with probably reservations, thinking he didn't know how I was going to do, but it worked out fine. I worked for him for another 25 years, and a lot of stuff happened in between there.
Probably 25 years. I mean, we came here when our daughters were first born. We put them in their little carrying case and stuck them on top of the bar, and they've been here forever. And they are also totally comfortable coming to Mac and Bob's, meeting not only with the parents, but also all their friends that are still showing up.
Wow. How long have I been coming here? How old am I? I'm 56 years old. Now, I can remember back when it was just a little 10-stool place here. Mac and Bob's, I mean, it's the core of Salem. If you went to Roanoke College and alumni and people that come through town, they always come back here, be it the Division III sports, all the championships here. For me, probably 30 years coming right back out of the Air Force. But anybody you talk to, if they're not familiar with this area, when you say Mac and Bob's, oh yeah, that's that great little place on Main Street across from Roanoke College. Super place, super atmosphere, super food.
Since the inception.
Well, that's what I said.
10-seat.
Yeah, 10-seat bar.
We were the first fannies in the seats.
That's a true
so to
statement.
speak.
That is a true statement.
How many years ago was that?
35.
All right.
Has it been that long?
Yeah,
Jeez.
and you haven't weathered too well, by the way.
I'm not the one on crutches.
Well,
Oh, that puppet looks so alive. Well, that's more than I can say for you.
I'm
See,
making
you know?
a comeback.
Oh, yeah, okay.
My favorite meal is the Pittsburgh Sizzler steak. Marvelous.
What do you like about that?
It's just delicious. It's good, probably as good a steak as you can buy in town.
My favorite meal would probably be the wings.
Which I like the Pittsburgh Sizzler, you know that. And I'm from the Pittsburgh area, so I like it even more.
My favorite meal at Mac and Bob's is their chicken marsala, and nobody in town can beat it. That is a fact.
And really and truly, I love a lot of their food, but I was very surprised that Bob Rotan's had the best sausage gravy in town when he started doing.
Does have good sausage
He really
gravy.
does. And I'm a
I made him
Southern
put it
girl.
on my scrambled eggs one morning.
I've been making sausage gravy since I could cook, and his outbeats anything I've ever made. And I told him that. I didn't expect a northerner to be able to make better sausage gravy than me, but he does.
I'm a steak type of guy. My favorite meal here is steak. Love their steak and salad and that type of thing.
What I do know is that my children come here, and they're both living away from home now. and they love the calzones. Everybody seems to love the calzones. I don't know how you finish one.
I like the blackened tuna. But you know, the thing is that you can order whatever, everything is good here. And I don't just say that. The burgers are great, although I've bitched about the corn dusted roll and all that. But and Bob and Grizz will laugh about this when they see it, but they listen to their customers and what they like. But it's been consistent, and you know what you get when you come here, and it's not just what's on the menu, but it's you're welcome here. You know that you're loved and appreciated, and your dollar is well spent. And but the blackened tuna or the blackened chicken tenders, which really are the appetizer, and they're fried, and they have the best chicken tenders. But you know, you can't tell it by looking at me, but I try to do things a little healthier. So I asked, I always order from the bar, and the bartender's here, John Hartman, does an outstanding job. And about 4 or 5 years ago, I asked for blackened tenders rather than fried. He said, yeah, I can do that for you. So that's what I order now. And it's not on the menu, but I asked for it and I get it. And whether it's baked potato, broccoli, or fries or whatever, everything's great.
So I mean, I cooked here too. So I mean, you're asking the wrong guy about what's your favorite thing. It's all good to me.
It doesn't really matter what I'm eating. I'm just here.
Oh, Pittsburgh Sizzler. How do you not like the Pittsburgh Sizzler? It's one of the biggest steaks, and they put it in the oven on that skillet, and it sizzles. I've always said, if you could bottle the aroma, I would wear it. Oh, it's one of the best. My favorite is the Pittsburgh Sizzler. And not to take anything away from the calzones, the chicken wings, and everything else, but by far, the Sizzler wins hands down.
Neil, we don't come here to eat mac and Bob's.
No, and when we do, though, I can honestly say the Pittsburgh Sizzler is, without a doubt, the finest steak, I think, here in the Valley. And I'm saying that in all seriousness. That is, without a doubt, tremendous.
My friend KJ was a butcher, and he's been around all over town, had businesses in downtown Roanoke. He says Pittsburgh Sizzler is the best steak he's ever had in the Roanoke Valley.
And
so,
go ahead.
I was just going to give a shout out to our boy Nibber. By the way, it's Nibber and Roach. It's not Bob and Joe.
Those are their nicknames. It seems everybody in Mac and Bob's has a nickname of some sort.
And I bet nobody said that before. Nibber and Roach.
What I like about Mac and Bob's is the camaraderie, the group in the dinosaur corner, and not just that, but the food, the fellowship, the whole bit is what it's all about. It's a great place. And last but not least, Bob Rotans is a friend and a tremendous person.
What we like about best with Mac and Bob's is the camaraderie, the people that hang out here, and the bartenders, the waitresses, everybody. It's just a neighborhood, makes you feel good. Food's great. I mean, everything is just makes you feel comfortable.
Oh, the people.
The people. Yeah, that's the truth.
It's the people.
I call this my window of opportunity. And I have two choices. I can go to a gym and work out for 45 minutes, or come here and have 2 Killians. So guess what happens every day?
We're comfortable here. All our friends come here. Of course, the food's wonderful. Beer's cold. It fits many parts of our lives, as in the kids are home on Friday night from college. Where do they want to go? Mac and Bob's. You're going out with the gang from work and it's somebody's birthday. Where do you want to go? Mac and Bob's.
Well, what I like about here, you're very safe. You're comfortable. It's nice. You know, people know who you are. Back when I worked here, obviously I knew a lot of people that came in all the time. They knew me. But now I'm like one of the dinosaurs that hang out here, And I still enjoy it. I mean, you see young kids growing up, they're getting jobs here and stuff like that. That's kind of cool to see.
I like to come to Mac and Bob's because I actually grew up right here in this community, and it's almost like a high school reunion when I come here. A lot of friends, and I've known Bob Rotance actually since I was in high school, and he was in college at Roanoke College there, so I've known him for a long, long time.
We like the people that are here, and we hang out quite a bit. The food is excellent. I've never had a bad meal here.
This place is not just a place to eat, but it's a sense of place. You know, Bob and Wendy and Joe and Mrs. Dishaw, they serve the community, but I think everybody in Salem does. Salem is not just a city; it's a sense of place, and I think the folks here embrace that. And you can always come here and see a familiar place, or a familiar face rather. And so, you know, it's like family here.
Well, I still live here in town. We're all buddies. Like I said, when you work for Bob and Joe, if you do your work, they take care of you. You become friends. We're a small town, a good community, great and close-knit. So, you know, we grow up here. I know friends of mine get married, their kids hang out here, they end up working here. So it's fun. I mean, and Bob and Joe never lose their, you know, they always keep up with it. They don't lose their touch like with the locals, so to say. They hang out with them and they talk with them. They vacation, they do things. Hell, we all play golf together, stuff like that.
I basically come here to see him.
Oh, now he's going to want me.
I'd like to say it was for the happy hours that Bob advertises all the time.
But he don't have one.
He don't have one. He never has had one.
And
but he always gets it in the Roanoke News magazine that it's the second best happy hour in the valley. Can't get it.
That's amazing how that works too. And I'm supposed to say something nice because he says he comes down here to see me. Well, I don't come down here to see him. So.
Say, Waldorf, I was wondering if maybe you...
Darn, I better get some new batteries for my hearing aid.
I fool him every time.
When he does show up, I sort of cut it short and sweet. So
he comes down here because basically he's a Yankee bastard.
Oh,
and
that's true.
You understand that Bob Rotance
and Joe
Dishaw is a Yankee bastard. So
that's why it's called Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, in Salem.
Absolutely.
Bob's the only one that'll carry Killian's for me. And he does. He carries it just for me.
Always, what I get to drink is Coors Light.
I'm drinking Guinness and Jameson's, what I'm drinking.
I'm boring on wine, Chardonnay.
A Chardonnay?
Yeah.
Yeah, she has a Chardonnay wine. I usually end up getting a Bud Light draft. And they know. I mean, we walk in here and every bartender or waitress or waiter just knows what we drink.
Staff is awesome.
Oh, they make a very nice dry martini. You know, you think to yourself, when you go around looking for martinis, you don't, the first place that you think of isn't Mac and Bob's. The first place you think of someplace fancy downtown or something. Make a very nice dry martini.
Budweiser, I'm here for 30 some odd years.
Bob has been gracious enough to, when I asked him one day, you just got to get a working man's beer, and he was nice enough to get me Natural Light bottles. So even though he's got all these wonderful IPA and craft beers, he still gets me the Natural Lights, what I feel indebted to him of still drinking. So Natural Light bottles.
Oh, they do make amazing Bloody Marys here.
Natty Light. Natty Light's my beer of choice, yes.
I am strictly a Budweiser man, and not the Bud Light, the regular Budweiser.
Boot Miles once said there's only two kinds of things to drink, cold and beer. But I'm a Natty Light guy. Periodically I'll have a glass of wine or a mixed drink, but it's just beer.
And now that they have 50,000 different craft beers on tap, there's plenty of choices to choose from.
Bob and Wendy are great people, and just over the years, it's just been like a family.
After 35 years, there's more tales, more funny stories. I mean, absolutely hilarious things that have happened. There have been tragedies, we've lost people, we've gained kids, grandkids, you know, over the years. If you need anybody, they're there. It's a family of people.
Yeah, Mac and Bob's has been a big part of our family.
It's family. This is family for me.
Chosen family.
Exactly. Chosen family.
You know, and I'm sure people have said this 100 times. It's our Cheers. It's our home.
I've been having dinner or lunch here since I was a kid. Of course, it's you don't want to say how old you are, but I graduated in 1988, and Bob's was here, and this was a good place to come always. Sense of family and community. So in college, we'd always, you know, we'd come here on breaks and things like that. And Bob and Wendy and Joe and his family, it's a sense of family and a sense of place.
All kidding aside, it's like family. Bob and Joe, Nibber and Roach, our kids have grown up here.
Mm-hmm.
They love us, we love them. It's been a remarkable place to grow up. It's been, I mean, this is the watering hole for us. And, you know, up in New York, I guess everybody has their local bars and everything.
They do.
This is ours. And, you know, it's like, it's every day. It's every damn day. And the things that these guys do, not only for us, but the community, they've been so much a part of Salem that it's hard to imagine the city of Salem right now without them, to be perfectly honest with you.
Damn, you're gonna bring a tear to my eye.
What'd I say? Yankee bastard?
Oh, sob.
All right, what else you got?
Well, there's a lot of fun stories, but I'm not going to share them because it's not good for camera, I suppose.
Lore is I was walking down the street and started into a place, and the original Mac and Bob's, and wasn't the actual first customer in there, but I was the first paying customer. So technically, I gave them their first $1, and no, they didn't save it.
There's been some interesting times. That's all I'm going to say.
One of the late great Rob O'Brady, he was a DJ for ROV for years, had a golden voice, and was hard of hearing. And we bought him a set of headsets, the wireless, so he could put them on and listen to TV. Well, when he had those on, he couldn't hear the conversation around him. He lived and died Boston Red Sox. Anything Boston, he just loved Boston. He's the only guy I know on first day of baseball would cry when the Red Sox lost the home opener. Well, Big Pappy Ortiz was battling for the Triple Crown in baseball. Now here it is, the last day of September. So we're having an argument about who's the last person to win a Triple Crown. Well, we're arguing amongst everybody. We can't figure it out. And I said, well, ask Robbo. He's the biggest Boston Red Sox in the world. He's got to know it's Big Pappy who's battling for it. So we tell Robbo, he takes his headset off and said, Robbo, who's the last to win a Triple Crown? He scratched his head and he said, would that be Secretariat? And my buddy's sons looked at him and said, who in the hell is talking about horse racing in October? He goes, well, how the hell am I supposed to know? I got the headsets on. Y'all don't fill me in on anything. He said, I thought it was Secretariat, and he was wrong on that. It was Seattle Slew. But one of the funniest, and the other one was a Robboism, which I call them like Yogi-isms. They asked him, he turned around and looked at us one day and said, y'all know what's on a steak quesadilla? Well, it damn sure ain't chicken, Robbo, or ham. But you could tell a million stories, you know, just so many funny things that you could laugh forever. That's why I come here.
And I ran into my husband here. That's how we started dating. I knew him from Roanoke College. We had both graduated, but we weren't dating anybody, and we were both here one night and ended up going out afterwards. And then he asked me out, and 28 years later, we're getting ready to have another anniversary.
Well, the thing that a bunch of us did together was that Tony
Cobb
had a special need where we went up to a cemetery site and helped do a major cleanup with that site, and we found some 76 headstones at this cemetery site where Tony's relatives are buried. And so, you know, we all got together and we all just did what we had to do to get it done.
Bob and all the patrons, huge part of, I have a daughter that's severely disabled and she's got a really rare brain malformation, and one year they did this little fundraiser where for a $10 donation, you got a little Christmas ornament shaped like an angel with Gwenny's name and the date inscribed, and a certificate that said you're one of Gwenny's guardian angels. Thanks to Mac and Bob's and the support of the business and the support of the patrons, and because I come here every day, she sold the most in the whole world. And Bob put up a whole world. Bob put up a plaque, had a whole thing made for her, put it on the wall. It was awesome. And he's so good about that with the community. All my son's picture as a, part of a Salem teams and everything have been on the wall here. It's such a great history.
It is. He does a lot for the community.
He does so much.
And everybody does here.
Yeah.
It's cool.
One time we came to Mac and Bob's, it was a Saturday or a Sunday morning, and it had snowed 3 feet the night before. And we went to church. Somebody came and picked us up and took us to church. We go to the Presbyterians down the street. And then we all walked up here after church. And there were about 20 of us in church, maybe, right? And the Episcopalians, there were about 20 of them in church, too. And they all walked up here after, because we knew Bob would be open. I mean, he's always open. It never closes for weather. So we all the Presbyterians and all the Episcopalians sat at one big table. And I think there was actually a news camera there. And I think we sang, oh, the Lord's been good to me, or something like that, and shared a meal. But it's the place you can always go, see somebody you know, be comfortable, get fed, and it's not just food for your belly. It's home. It's home. I mean, our kids have slept on the bar in their car seats. I mean, maybe not on a Saturday night, maybe on a Thursday afternoon. My mother comes to town. She's 80 years old. Where do we take her? Mac and Bob's. It's our default setting.
There was one instance here on St. Patrick's Day.
As is apropos.
Yes, and it is St. Patrick's Day, that we actually dressed
1980?
up. Yeah, I think it was. We dressed up as leprechauns. Dressing up as leprechauns, and we bartended. And I still have the picture to this day, and it's a classic, and it's not one we share with a lot of people, but it is quite funny. That was a great evening.
Leprechauns with the pointy shoes and the
pointy hats
and
in our size.
Although we were given the permission to imbibe, but I believe that was a record at that particular time for the total amount of tips.
Yes, it was.
It
was. And that's because we made complete fools out of ourselves, and we dressed up looking like idiots.
And doing the jig.
Right. So we were right there.
We have a little corner called Dinosaur Corner. And I think I'm probably the youngest dinosaur at 56 years old. The rest of them, like you have talked to, the Murph, Suds, Jimmy Collins, AK, all of those old timers, they were here long before I was. And that's where it got the name Dinosaur, because they're the old guys. We meet here every day, 4 to 6, Monday through Sunday. And not just because we like to come in and have an adult beverage, but it's a family. And we like telling lies, and everybody argues. And this is a place where you can come in, you can talk religion, you can talk politics, and you can talk sports. Nobody's going to hit you. Now, they may say a few bad things about you, but it's the atmosphere. It's like Cheers. You come because everybody knows your name.
Just the camaraderie. We have a great group up here. I'm sure they've told you about the Dinosaur Corner, and I'm part of it. And yes, and so I enjoy it. It's great, and of course you can't have thin-skinned if you're part of that. They love to give me a hard time, but I can handle it.
The end of the bar here is Bob dubbed it Dinosaur Corner inside because all the guys have been coming here for 35 years sit there.
One word, camaraderie. A lot of nice people come in here. We have a section on the end known as Dinosaur Corner because we're all of age. And pretty much it's...
Some of us of more age than others.
There are, yeah. He's got me by 3 years as far as that goes.
Bullshit.
Is that a toupee you're wearing, or did your cat die?
So it's a camaraderie, the friendship, and like I said, a lot of nice people. Bob and Joe deserve a lot of credit. They've done a great job here.
Well, all the fun stories at Mac and Bob's usually come from the Dinosaur Corner. I plead the fifth on speaking about any of them.
Oh, well, Ashley's right up there. John Hartman, Cliff, all of them are great. But Ashley's, I've known her as well here for the past number of years.
Oh, Hartman. Clan, Hartman, heartless. He's a big fish head. He's the kind of guy that I'll come in and he'll go, Ron, you want your regular natty? Not feeling real good today. How about I get a lemonade? We'll drink it up. This ain't no juice bar. But he's just like that. Or you'll come in and sit down, you're having a bad day, and Hartman will come around the bar, and I'll say, Hartman, what's up? And he'll go, shut up. But you know, they do it in good jest. And that's, anytime you can go into a restaurant or bar and they put your drink or whatever you have in front of you before you even sit down, and they call you by your name, that's a lost art, and that's what I like about Mac and Bob's.
Favorite bartenders would be Ashley Gladden and John Hartman, and anybody else is very attentive to me.
No, they seem to change a little bit. We just grab onto them. I think they've been very well trained so that you can't really pick a favorite one.
Yeah.
John Hartman and little Ashley Gladden. I mean, they're all great, but hey guys, see you later. Hey Stevie, Big Steve, good to see you. But John Hartman and Ashley Gladden are outstanding, but they've been here, they have been here a long time and do an excellent job. Cliff, Big Cliff, I've seen him go from bartender to school teacher, and that's fun to see because that's what I do for a living, and to watch him evolve. But all of them do a great job, and I think that comes from management and staff. I mean, there's a program here, standard operating procedures, and they understand what needs to be done and how it needs to be done. They hire the right people, I suppose.
I don't have a particular favorite bartender. They all are very professional and very, very nice and pleasant to deal with.
There's two. One of them's name is Cliff. The other one's name, I don't remember. I think it's John, but they've been here for a while.
Who's your favorite bartender? We need to weigh in on that.
Well, you're going to say Squints.
No. No.
I think they're all good, but I think at least I do have an affinity. No, I'm not going to name one. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. They're all good bartenders. They really are.
John Hartman, otherwise known as the Prince, makes him a good pour. That's his favorite. However, you will recognize, and Bob will own up to this, everybody likes to bartend at 4 o'clock.
That's true.
Now, he said a lie about me. I do tip. But they make their money from 4 to 7, which is typically dinosaur hour. We're not going to call it happy hour because they don't have it. But I want to go on public record saying that Squints has to back up to get his paycheck. He is the worst bartender that there ever was. And Ashley Gladden takes care of the old Murph, and I love her dearly. Outside of that, the boys are still up and comers. Ain't they? I mean, I
ain't touching that one, man.
Well,
ain't no way.
We got some good ones in there.
They are.
And it's honest to God. The other thing I'd say is we got it all down here.
Oh, there's old buddy. Hartman, I like to bust his chops a little bit. He's a good old boy. We hired him, and he started out as a high school kid working for us, and He's good. He can bust balls with the best of them, and a lot of the older guys, we like him because he's good. He stands up to us, and he's a very good bartender. He's a very good worker. But I like the fact that he's a local guy. He's a little shy, a little timid, and he's kind of come out of his little, flower, so to say. He's spawned and grew up a little bit, but he's a good old boy. And there's a few others, and there's a lot of good people work here.
If I go out for a drink, I come here, and it's mainly for the camaraderie. Of course. Has nothing to do with the price of these damn beers, highest anywhere in town, but we pay for the camaraderie.
That's right. I said I work for the city of Salem, so I come after work. I get off at 4, okay. So I come after work and stay till about 5:30, 6 o'clock, and then go home. Well, and then I'll stay till about 5:30, 6 o'clock, and then go home.
Well, we have a group here that I've known for years that are friends of mine. And of course, Bob I've known from, I actually covered it back when they won the national championship in lacrosse and had a chance to interview him and so forth. And then have followed him as he started up just down the street and then continued to expand and been here ever since with him. After as many years as I've been a part of this, you gain a lot of friends, and I've enjoyed it.
Mike and Bob's is a great community, and
it's really special. He treats us really well.
Just a community-based guy. Yeah, it is great. He's a good guy. His wife and everybody that hangs out here. It's just a great experience. Yeah.
Actually, in the last 5 years, they had the addition back here. The outdoor patio was huge. But Bob and Joe, they're smart people. I've always said everything they touch turns to gold. And he does his homework. He goes out of state. He goes to other bars, and he listens. And he sees what's working across the United States. His new addition with all these 40 taps, the IPAs. When it first went in, I said, that's crazy. That's not going to work. Oh, you got to stand in line 3 deep to get an IPA. Now with the addition of the new wine bar he has in here, so he does his homework, he works hard, but the thing about Joe and Bob, they listen. And they listen to what the people want, and that's why he's been so successful.
It's outstanding that somebody's, it's hard enough to be in business that long for anybody, but it keeps growing and growing. It's been a staple of Salem for a long time.
Probably the best thing would be just the friendships that I've made over the years, and believe it or not, most of the people are still coming back, and it's just been it's like a family.
When our kids come home, they're both in college or out of college, and so when they come home, they got to come to Mac and Bob's. It's very simple. To meet their friends or to meet their friends' parents.
Our kids have both worked here as hostesses. Sure, half the kids I know have probably worked here in some capacity at one time or another.
When my kids were born, Bob brought steak dinners to the hospital for my wife, stuff like that. We watch them play ball together. And now in his golden years approach, we've gone to some funerals too. And we meet here afterwards, so it's all the above.
Salem is not just a city, it's a sense of place. And Bob's, for me, is a sense of place. You come in here, there's always a familiar face. People come here because they want to, not just to get something to eat or have a beer, but it's a sense of place. It's a gathering place. I won't call it a clubhouse, but it's a sense of family. And I think that is a testament to the people that own this place, that they create that type of atmosphere. They're very active in the community. They do great things for the community, and they create a family atmosphere here.
When I think about all the people that's come and gone here, and we have pictures on the wall, we call it the Wall of Shame. Mac and Bob's is a special place in my heart because I know that if I asked Bob or Joe something, they would be there to lend a helping hand. I know when my mom passed away, he was the first one to make sure there was food at our house for the guests to come over. He didn't have to do that. They didn't have to do that. And, they come up all the time. We are the voice of Roanoke College, and we've interviewed them many times, and they just treat us special. And of all the places in Roanoke and throughout the United States, bars I've been to, which is many, and I don't know if that's a great thing to say, but they make it what it is. And that's why I come here, and that's why I'll always continue to come here, because they go above and beyond the call of duty to make sure you're happy when you leave here.
We're treated very, very well here.
We're basically, you know, the bartender's
dream.
Yeah.
This is to celebrate St. Patrick's Day and a dear friend that we lost in the past little year and a half, 2 years.
Yep.
Our good friend Rob Kennedy, better known as Rob O'Brady. And this is a shot of Jameson's, and this is to
for
Rob.
Robbo. Love
Yep,
you, Rob.
Love you, Rob.
Here's to fine times and what is it? What was it
Good
saying?
day.
Somebody tell me.
I don't know.
Fine times and good
Good
day.
day.
Cheers, Robbo. Love you.
Yeah, he's the best.
I think we're done.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
we're done.
damn, that was delicious.
Wasn't it?
Also, we'd like to
toast
to our
dear departed,
Rob
O'Brady,
Andrew.
Yep.
Anybody else
Buck.
acknowledge on Buck Wright?
My
My
brother.
God, how could we forget about
Oh,
them?
my brother. It's St. Patrick's Day.
So, Bob and Joe, God bless you. We love you, and we wish you 35 more.
Amen.
Okay. Cool. What am I doing? All right. Here we got Rob Kennedy here with his wife Sissy and Corey and Connor and what's your name? Kane. All right.
Very good. I know you're the interviewer, but why are you doing this and not one of the owners? Why is Mr. Bob, whose name is in the title of the place, not here to greet us?
I'm glad you asked that question. I'm Bob tonight. I'm stepping in for Bob, but I'll tell you I can't fill his shoes for nothing. But I'm going to try to do the best I can.
So to complain at this point in time about a British product on this most holy and Irish of nights and the cost of this Newcastle Brown, you would be the guy.
I'd be the guy, but I'm kind of stuck over here in this corner trying to get all these
can't do
interviews
anybody.
for Bob.
Well, we're tickled to be here as one of Salem's most Irish residents without having been born there.
You are.
My father was born there. My mother was born in Boston, but brought up there. And you can tell that this stuff doesn't affect me any as I... So yeah, this is the best night of the whole year as far as I'm concerned. It's like Christmas without the presents. And in my family, we can have some presents because I have a brother whose birthday is today.
There you go. That's great.
No, we don't have a tree. We have a big old bottle of Jameson and we decorate it with... No. Just joking.
Sissy, you have anything to say?
What he said. Happy St. Patrick's Day, 1995.
There you go. How about
Happy
you,
St.
Connor?
Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patty's Day. No. Look at the camera.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Look at the camera.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
You guys are Irish guys, right?
Okay. Well, thanks for coming by tonight. Hope everything was going well.
I hope we get a table.
Are you still waiting for a table?
Well, it's only been an hour and a half.
We'll
but
get you set.
Keep the brown.
Uh-oh. Okay. I better get back to work here.
I think let's wrap it. I got to cook dinner for an old lady.